Being the natural truth seeker that I am, I follow the transits of the moon, hoping to illuminate and expand your knowledge of what is hidden in the shadows. For after all, the moon doesn't just reflect light, it reveals the truth. Ready to transform communication with this new moon in Gemini? If so, then just keep on watching. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Astro Lounge. I am your host and fellow astrologer, Jessie Jupiter. I study traditional Western astrology as well as have a strong love for health and wellness as well as psychology. Welcome to the channel where I combine my strong love for health and wellness with my strong love for astrology, meanwhile revealing the secrets behind what the moon is trying to tell us. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I will have a 3-card collective tarot reading as well as a surprise alchemy card that I will be pulling simply just to get an alternative energy perspective as we move through this very cosmic yet transformative energy. So without further ado, I bring to you on June the 14th a new moon in the air sign of Gemini. The air sign of Gemini happens to be ruled and governed by the planet of Mercury, and Gemini rules over the 3rd house in astrology. The 3rd house represents how it is that we uniquely express ourselves, and also how it is that we uniquely process information. This is the house that rules over our communication. And there are many different forms of communication, through writing, through text, through speech, through body language, even telepathy. There are many different forms and several different languages. It is finding the right language and right expression so that you can be understood. Also, so that you can better understand others and how they are expressing themselves to you. It is learning how to find and build a bridge towards communication and understanding. The transformative energy that we are going to be experiencing with this new moon is the grand trine that is actually going to be taking place between Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. This is you as an individual having a vision of your unique expression and how it is that you are going to share it with the collective and have a shared vision. This is being able to transform your expression, and it has a ripple effect. This grand trine could trigger extreme innovation, critical thinking, breakthroughs in communication, unconventional thinking, coming up with new thoughts and ideas that could entirely transform your creative expression. The ruler of Gemini, Mercury, happens to be transiting through the sign of Cancer in the 4th house. Now, this is very harmonious energy. This is very nurturing conversation. You may be finding healing within your relationships, not only for you, but for the other person or people on the other side of the conversations. And we have a sextile that's taking place between Mercury in Cancer and Mars that is in Taurus in the 2nd house. This is a very supportive aspect given that Mars in Taurus is seeking to find stability within values and resources by taking action. And then we have Mercury in Cancer, which seeks the healing and mending within relationships through communication. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty here, we have an opposition taking place between the new moon in Gemini in the 3rd house, and we have Black Moon Lilith in the 9th of Sagittarius. This is leaving the old traditional ways in which we would communicate and process information for a more raw, untamed, authentic, raw version of communication, leaving behind the old beliefs where we felt suppressed. Now, unleashing what it is that's been suppressed and allowing yourself to be raw and authentic and unfiltered. It's about not taming the urge, but it's also controlling it at the same time. This is what I like to call a slow burn. Being raw, speaking authentically, being unapologetic, speaking without a filter, not needing a script, to go off script, not needing to curate everything. Now, this is also playing into factor. The North Node and the South Node are playing a huge role within this new moon. Given the fact we have the South Node, which is in Virgo, which is about the need to overanalyze, curate, perfect everything, make sure that you have precision, accuracy, and details. And moving away from this towards the North Node in Pisces, which is trusting in your authentic flow, trusting in your authentic expression, and not needing to curate anything, and also not needing to know the details, the outcome, or having physical proof, just trusting in the process. When it comes to the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo, how this applies to how it is that we communicate and give and receive information. When I think Virgo, I think the gut. It relates to the gut, how it is that we digest things, and how it is that we process information, how it is that we digest information. Virgo likes to break everything down to the very little detail, analyze the crap out of it, and has complete overall understanding. And having that complete understanding is when they finally can understand and let it go. And moving towards Pisces, which is very much related to the vision, the pituitary gland, the feet, moving forward. But it is having trust in the information enough to let it go. Not needing to know all of the answers, not needing to understand things to a T. Feeling something for what it is, trusting that it's valid, and then releasing it. Trusting in the release of that information. We also have a harmonious aspect happening between Venus, which is in Leo, making a sextile to Uranus in Gemini. This is finding a lot of confidence and beauty and strength with innovation within your communication. You may be having some conversations or telling people about your aspirations and your inspiration. You may find that you are being inspired or that you're the one inspiring others. This is also tapping into that old childlike nature and maybe rediscovering some of the old creative pursuits that you had as a child and opening that door of discovery and having a more playful nature. I also want to touch upon what else is taking place in the sign of Aries. We know we have Neptune there, which is helping us to create this vision that we have. But we also have Saturn that's playing more so in the background. He's acting kind of like a architect director, sort of helping us to stabilize, reminding us that we need to remain disciplined within these areas of our lives that we're trying to stabilize, such as the mending within our relationships, finding more compassion and empathy within these relationships, but also helping us to stay committed to the action that it's going to take in order to stabilize our material world and our values within our structures. We also have Chiron that is at the last degrees of Aries. And this is helping us to heal old wounds that we had around our identities, helping us to heal the wound that we had carried with us, revolving around the parts of ourselves that we weren't being true and authentic to. And I believe pulling all of this together, everything that's going on within this transit, I believe, is helping us to find our own unique expression so that we may have a way to express and transmute that pain into something productive through alchemy. I believe that everyone on this planet, every being, has a story to tell. And life is a test. It is not an easy test by any means. but it is a test to see whether or not we are going to take that story, take that pain, and transmute it and alchemize it and use it as a form of self-expression to tell your story so that you may help someone else, or that you may instead allow that pain to fester and just consume you and eat you alive. It's your choice. It's your life. It's up to you what you choose to do with your story. So the anatomy within the body that is governed by Gemini is the nervous system, as well as the hands, the arms, the shoulders, the fingers, and the lungs. Now, some of the things that we can do to protect these areas of our body during this Gemini new moon is, first off, helping to stabilize the nervous system by finding moments of peace and quiet, being able to declutter the mind through things like meditation, finding things that help regulate your nervous system, bring you back down to earth. You can spend time in nature. You can spend time with animals, spend time with people that are going to help calm you down and bring you back down to center. To help your lungs, it is very important to spend time doing breath work, knowing that every time you inhale, you can pull in clarity and exhale understanding. Breath work is so powerful. There are many different platforms and videos that you can look through on YouTube here and find a video that suits you and practice for some time with breath work, and you will not be disappointed. Also, your shoulders. Practice releasing burdens that are not yours to carry in the first place. Not every single problem is for you to solve. So start by slowly taking things out of your backpack that don't belong to you. Also, there are some wonderful yoga poses as well as fascia work that you can do to help relieve tension in the shoulders. We tend to carry those emotional burdens within our shoulders. So finding ways to eliminate the tension and the stored trauma within the shoulders is something that you can really take advantage of and help to relieve that tension. It is very necessary. Also, hands. Do things that are creative. Build. You can play music, guitar, piano, craft, paint. Do things that require building and construction with your hands. This will help to transmute that energy and help anything that you may be processing. You can transmute it through building and creating. So now, guys, we're going to get some messages from my Moon and Stars Tarot deck. See what kind of messages and guidance we can use going forward with this new moon in Gemini. First off here, we've got the Death card. And the Death card represents the ending of a cycle. This is the end of the old identity, the old version of yourself that didn't feel authentic. It is embodying your true essence and your true expression, going through that deep transformation of turning that chironic wound into productivity and alchemizing it, teaching your story, sharing your story, and potentially changing and transforming others' lives in the process. The Judgment card. This is a call to action, to listen to that inner voice that is calling from within you. Though it may be silent, the more that you ignore it, the louder it gets. This is at the point where it is screaming to you to listen. That intuition is your calling. It is your true, authentic essence, your nature in which you express yourself. Follow your intuition, it will take you exactly where you need to go. Temperance. Temperance reminds us to be in the flow state, understanding that things must be in constant movement, constant flow. Otherwise, they become stagnant. This is a card also of patience, understanding that we need to learn to be flexible in times of change, learning to adapt, and also understanding that things must always change, and we must be open to the changes. even if it means that we have to go through some difficulties first. We push through the difficulties and we continue to flow with the changes that are pushing us in the right direction. All right, guys, for our alchemy card, we pulled Chiron. And it says, Chiron is a cosmic enigma. In Greek mythology, he is said to be the rejected son of Saturn, who through the pain of abandonment becomes a great teacher and healer. Such is the paradoxical nature of this minor planet, it demonstrates that our pain is a great resource. It will guide us to our deepest purpose if we are able to observe it slowly, gently, and with support. When the Chiron card appears, know that you are being called to deepen the work, to delve into tender parts of yourself that require patience and forgiveness. Victim mentality will get you nowhere. Your past blaming. It's time to let your painful experiences serve as a beacon of light to others. Chiron reminds us of where we've been and where that allows us to go. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Transmuting that pain into productivity, transmuting that pain into unique self-expression, finding new ways to express yourself where you're coming from a deeper place. You might help somebody. You never know. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you click and subscribe and become a part of this collective. And thank you for your likes, your shares, and subscribes. I appreciate it so much in you supporting this channel. It really does help it to grow. And leave me comments. Let me know how this Gemini energy is affecting you. I would love to know. Also, hit that notification bell. That way you can get updated on when I release a new video. And until next time, I hope that you're able to plant a brand new seed with this new moon in Gemini, truly finding your calling and your authentic expression. It's going to be a good one, and I wish you guys the best. And until next time, keep looking up. Bye for now.